Hey guys, welcome back to another WoW Weekly with Myst. Surprise, I did say that I probably wasn't going to be bringing it back until the next expansion, and honestly, I just miss doing the WoW Weekly, so I'm back. And there is a little news to cover. Nothing too terrible. It's still pretty dry with the news. And the 1 month that I did take a break, honestly, I don't feel like we missed much. There was nothing going on. And yeah, it was a perfect little break. And hopefully you guys are happy to have the news back. So with that said, we're going to skip like accomplishments and all that because I honestly wasn't expecting to actually return until the next expansion. So I didn't like pre-record anything for goals and accomplishments. For the month that I took a bit of a break, I didn't really stop. I turned WoW Weekly into community posts pretty much, and I was still like letting you guys know what was going on. And I kind of liked doing that, so I think I'm still gonna do that, and then the WoW Weekly episode will be more compact, everything that happened that week. Or for people that just prefer to watch a video. So for this week, we have Lunar Festival. It's going to run till February 13th. And Arena Skirmish is the weekly. The PvP Brawl will be Deep Wind Dunk. And on Sunday, we will have Dark Moon Fair. And that covers what's going on this week. Let's get over to the news. Okay, so the first thing I thought we'd go over is some new Soulshapes that are coming in 9.2. So these are all going to be obtained through Torghast. I know, ew. But this is how you will get them. So starting with the Dragonhawk Soulshape. This one's from a Layer 12 run. Then we have the Pig Soul, a Layer 13 run. The Elec Soul is from a Layer 14. The Tall Strider Soul is from a Layer 15. And the Bat Soul is from a Layer 16. How you will see these is this picture right here. You can see that there's a Lost Soul all chained up. If you see that in your Torghast, click it. That is how you're going to get the soul shape. I'm personally looking forward to that pig soul. I think the pig looks cute. I am a big fan of like pig pets and pig mounts. And yeah, I can't even express how excited I was when years ago they brought out the pig, the flying pig. Yeah, I love that mount. It is so adorable. So I'm definitely going to want to try for that soul. I am on a mission to collect all of them, so I will, eventually grab all of them. But lately, that's what I've been doing in game, is getting like every soul shape. The next thing in news here is we got an announcement for an unannounced survival game. Now, this seems like a really weird announcement to get. Survival games are, I guess, the one type of game Blizzard hasn't done, so it makes sense that they would pick that kind of game. But what didn't make sense with this whole announcement was them announcing no information. Like literally the announcement was that they're hiring for this new survival game that they're putting out. And yeah, a lot of people were expecting some bigger announcements because they had made a whole big deal of how this week they were gonna announce something big, and I guess that was the big thing. But yeah, I feel like maybe they thought they would be ready to announce some stuff this week, and then it turned out they weren't ready and they just did this, right? Yeah, so like, cool, but honestly, I don't know how well a survival game would do for Blizzard. Most of their games do good, but Heroes of the Storm was kind of like, I won't say it was like a flop or anything. People play it, but I don't think Heroes of the Storm was anywhere near the population of players that they wanted. And I think that's because they were late at it. You know, there was already games out there that were like that were better. And I think this might be the same deal with the survival game, but we'll just have to see. I thought they would say something regarding mobile games. And on that topic, I will just kind of say my piece with the mobile games. It has been kind of a hot topic in the community this week. My deal with mobile games is I don't have anything really against it. But WoW on mobile just seems really stupid. However, I think pet battles would suit mobile. We do have mission tables on mobile already. Although, at the same time, on the topic of pet battles in mobile, I would definitely miss my add-ons. I think my add-ons are the reason I enjoy pet battles. Without them, I think I would just tolerate them. But personally, I think where pet battles would go well with mobile is when you're just out there, like, capturing pets. You know, but I personally would do, like, the harder achievements on the computer. But it would be a good alternative for when you're away from home. Them adding pet battles for a mobile app could very well be an announcement at some point. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet, because when I think of all the things that could go on mobile that's WoW related, pet battles seems like a no-brainer. It's the one thing that seems like it would be fairly easy to do. You know, we're basically playing World of Pokemon at this point. And yeah, I think it could easily be a mobile game. It's never been, like, when people joke about it and stuff like that, I have never really seen it as a complete troll when people say it, because it is the one function in WoW that could be easily doable. You know, they could make a WoW pet battle app easily. So I am definitely expecting that to be an announcement one day. It's just a matter of when. But to me, that patch when they added the selfie was more unlikely in my mind than a pet battle app. And we got that in the game, which ended up being useless. Yeah. Seems like such a useless, thing to add into a game. So, I think our shots of having a pet battle mobile app is very likely, for sure. More on the topic of mobile, I know there's a lot of people against it, and a lot of people are really surprised that mobiles do good, which makes me laugh every time, because when I think of mobile games, I think of like a super high profit. I have always assumed that mobile games do really good for multiple factors. One is there's lots of people that like to game, but they work, 12-hour to 16-hour shifts. If you can't get on a computer, you can at least get on a phone. A lot of those people probably make great money, so they spend money in the games. So that's one factor. The second is there is a lot of upkeep to be a PC gamer. I have, over the years, done so many updates to my computer, got new computers, got new mouses, keyboards, being that I'm a streamer and YouTuber, many of those types of gadgets, and it can just be very costly. I've made the comment many times that, of course, this has always been a joke I've made, but I've said, when the computer crashes, we're going console, right? And the reason I joke about that, sometimes is because I've never had a console die on me, I've had consoles my whole life. Since 2004, they don't get played too terribly often. WoW has definitely stolen the the console time away, but they never died. Every single console was just upgraded to a newer version. Right now, I have a PlayStation to the left of me and an Xbox to the right of me and a Switch on my computer desk. They're all working perfect, So the thing is, it's less upkeep to have a phone or mobile devices than a computer. So, I totally get why mobile would do, good. All in all, I definitely am mainly a PC gamer because of WoW. But if WoW wasn't my game, I probably would 100% be a console gamer because it's cheaper. It's like my WoW addiction actually cost me a good chunk of money because, it's resources on your computer. You're constantly having to update, there's definitely wear and tear that can come from World of Warcraft. A long rant there, but I could totally see how some people would prefer mobile gaming and console gaming over PC gaming. So anyway, moving on to the next one that was supposed to just be a topic on mobile, but I got a little sidetracked there, So also this week, we got a new mount on the store. It is the Wen Lo Mount. This has to do with the Chinese New Year, and it is the Year of the Tiger. So this one is either free with a 6-month sub, or you can just purchase it right out for $25 US. This mount is really nice looking, and yeah, I really like this mount. I have always thought they've done a really good job on these Chinese New Year mounts. The one thing store-wise that I'm impressed with them in, they never fail for these Year of the type mounts. I'm honestly looking really forward to seeing what they do for next year's Chinese New Year, because next year will be the Year of the Rabbit, and I would love to have a rabbit mount, and they always do mounts for these. So it's not like we'd get a rabbit pet. We would get a legit rabbit mount, which would be pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like the bunnies and the rabbits and all that. It's what I use in my critter form right now for my soul shape. So I love that kind of stuff. I imagine it probably wouldn't look too much different than maybe Squeaker's, the Year of the Rat. But still, it would be very unique, to have a rabbit mount. Yeah, so I am totally looking forward to that one. And I'm also kind of looking forward to what they would do in 2025, because 2025 will be the year of the snake. So what kind of mount would we have with a snake? Like, would that be a ground mount, or like what? Are we gonna be like a flying snake in the air? Like I'm looking so forward to that one. Yeah, it'll go rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, pig, rat, ox, and then we're back to tiger. So yeah, that's kind of the order of things. Goat, we already have a goat, so I'm not too curious of that one. Horse, rooster, there's technically a rooster mount in the game, just it's TCG. And yeah, monkey will be interesting though. Yeah, so I would say rabbit, snake, and monkey are like my intrigue points of this. And once we get to the rooster, we will have one of every. Of course, getting to the rooster will be like 2029, so it'll be a long way. But so far, for these New Year mounts, we have the dog, pig, rat, ox, and now the tiger. So we do have a good chunk of them. With this mount, later on in that day, we found out that on the Chinese side of things, they were also getting the Swift Spectral. And that was causing a little uproar in the community. A lot of people made the complaint of, oh, well, it's not in retail anyway, because, you know, it was for classic players over on Chinese side. So you could only have it in your classic game. But for me, I'd say, does it matter? Does it matter that it was in classic? Like, either or, you're taking a super, super rare mount and you're putting it somewhere for basically, well, it wouldn't be really free. Rumor was that it would cost like $200. But, like, come on, that sucker, people pay thousands of dollars for that mount. You know, so what is $200? On the TCG site, I think it's like $7,000 to get it. Something like that. So I'm pretty sure that when they saw that they could have it for $200, they just ran with that, you know, like, yeah, I haven't quite understood the ones that are like, but you gotta pay $200. I personally, if they ever brought that deal over here and they were like $200, I would be right there paying $200. Like, these are super rare cards that haven't been printed since like 2007. And as the years roll by, there's less copies of those cards. So that's why this mount is so rare. You're having to find people that have those cards from way back then. $200 is like giving someone a fucking Kit Kat for a car. Also in Classic 6-month sub, you also get the Goblin Gumbo. The next thing we have for news is the Zereth Mortis flying. They have made that a little quicker. The rumor is that the last part of the achievement will be obtainable by week 3. So realistically, 3 weeks after the patch drops, you should be able to be flying around in the area. So while that sounds great, this next one probably is not going to sound too great to many people. So there's going to be this thing called the Creation Catalyst. And it basically allows you to craft set gear. So we've gotten some more details on that. We'll start with the worst first, and that is that it is not going to even unlock for us until 8 weeks after the content update, which seems like a long time. That's 2 months after the patch that literally is taking forever to get to us to begin with, you know, drops. So we are looking at probably at least a May before we even get to use the catalyst. The next thing is that the charges are global. That means that in multiple weeks into the expansion, we'll have multiple charges and can craft a set almost immediately. Double the loot was dropping from tier bosses over on the PTR, and bosses will drop tier tokens instead of dropping the pieces directly. So those are the big points having to do with tier tokens and creation catalysts. We also discovered some new achievements and titles that are going to be part of the solo shuffle. So for those that don't know what the solo shuffle is, it is a brawl that you can solo queue into. And so these are the achievements you can possibly get. And as you can see at the bottom there, the victory achievements does reward you the title soloist. I feel like I've been working towards that title most of my life. We also know what the skip item is going to be. So with all the raids, there's always a skip. So that's no surprise to any of us. The skip item for Sepulcher, the first ones, is going to be the Mourn Fragment. And in order to get that, you of course will need 4. It's always in batches of 4. and you will need to defeat Anduin 4 times to get this skip. 9.2 does not have a release date yet. I imagine we're getting close. I had always predicted the end of February to maybe the first week in March. And after seeing some of the stuff going on this past week, I would say that my prediction is probably pretty damn close. There was a post earlier this week where in one particular line of it, this line really stood out to me, but it said that there will be updates to the PTR in the next couple of weeks. So that tells me straight out that there's definitely not going to be patched sooner than that, because they plan on putting updates into the PTR, right? So that tells me straight out that they're going to do at least probably a couple of weeks more of testing after the next 2 weeks. And yeah, so I would definitely say I still am going with end of February. I'm actually more convinced that it may be more like March, but I'm going to still roll with my last week of February, first week of March, but definitely I wouldn't expect any sooner than that, especially with them putting updates into the PTR. We're already getting close to hitting February. February is tomorrow. One last thing I wanted to mention in today's video is that I've got a stream event planned for tonight. You will see this video well in advance before I hit the go live on YouTube. And the stream event is a viewer event. It's Glory of the Orgrimmar Raider. So if you've been waiting for a group to get that achievement from the second boss that you need 5 or 6 people for, definitely show up for the stream. We are doing that tonight. The event is for NA and Alliance. So if you main Horde and just have an alt alliance, you're more than welcome to use that alt alliance. It doesn't have to be a well-geared. This is old content. The last thing we want is good DPS, honestly. We want to be doing as little DPS as possible. So yeah, as long as you are both of those things, NA and Alliance, you're good to go. And I will be starting it at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and that's roughly an hour after I go live. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a great weekend, WoW, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.